We're going, just a FYI, we're going to do the I'm going to call the meeting to order. And Diana, would you come back in here, please? We got to do the roll call first before you leave. Well, I know, I meant everybody to leave, but I forgot we got to do the roll call first, though.
Okay.
So let's do the roll call. I'd like to call the okay. No, okay.
Hope, please.
Okay.
Financials first. I thought we were having a fire drill out there when I got here.
I'd like to call the June 5th, 2024 Sherwood Advertising and Promotions Commission meeting to order. If you'd call the roll, please.
Danny,
Here.
Charlie,
Here.
Jeff,
Here.
Josh,
Here.
and we're missing Nita and Faith.
You can call my name?
Oh, and Marina.
Here. All right. At this time, we're going to move the financials up under roll call. And then I'll call everybody back in after that, if you'll turn the tape off, please. And I'm going to mute all mics. ready? Okay, tell me. All right, thank you, everybody, for indulging us in that. That took a little bit longer than expected. We came out of that financial session. We do have one restaurant that is 3 or more months delinquent, and we'll have a letter ready for that one. If they do not pay, they did say they'd pay next week, and if they don't pay next week, we'll have a letter ready for that one. We also have one restaurant that is requesting an audit, it seems, and we've went in length to discuss that one, and we're going to have that ready for the next meeting, which will be in July, or excuse me, in August. So, does anyone want to say anything else about that discussion? Okay. All right, let's approve the minutes from the May 1st meeting. Does anyone have any, I do have a correction on that one. Does anyone have anything else on that? Okay. At the city council meeting, Beverly Williams wanted to make sure that she was noted that she was at that meeting, the A&P meeting. So,
I forgot to tell Jamie.
yeah, so she
Something
was
to
at,
do with an alibi? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe so, maybe so. But anyway, she was at that, so we need to make an addition to these minutes, a correction. Besides that, are there any other corrections or additions or anything?
Motion to approve with the corrections submitted.
Motion by Josh. Second by Danny. Call the roll, please.
Danny,
Yes.
Charlie,
Aye.
Jeff,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Marina.
Yes. Okay, Lauren, city happenings, you're up.
Hi. Last month, we had our third concert, Cliff and Susan.
They were
performed-
good.
Our second concert, sorry.
And they
Cliff
were very,
Susan-
they were
yes.
very good.
Yes, and we had about 500 people in the vicinity. This month, we have Midnight South performing on the 20th. So far, we have used $8,200 for the concert series. And out of the A&P money, the $35,000, we have used a little over $10,000. And that's for the concert series and for the Easter egg hunts.
Do you have handouts for us on those?
No, I do not, but I can email those to you.
All right, you
I
just, if you'll just have those for the August meeting, just
Okay.
a breakdown on what's been spent, I'd appreciate that.
Okay, I will
Thank
do
you.
that. You're welcome. And that's it. That's all I have.
So between now and August, what about the 4th of July? Because we're not going to be meeting until then.
Right, the 4th of July, I do have everything booked. The fireworks, we're having Premier Pyro, Joey Pewett's shoot the fireworks, and that's $10,000. That had its own budget, right? That's my understanding. So that $10,000 is just for the fireworks.
Right.
So we already have that booked.
So you want to give some information about the event, or does Heather want to do that, or you want to give?
I mean, I can. I thought I was only covering last month and this month based on the last meeting we had.
Right, but we're
So-
not going to meet again until August, so you might want to go ahead and give information on that one, too.
Okay, so our 4th of July fireworks event will take place July 3rd, and it will happen at the Greens at North Hills. It starts at 6 p.m. and goes till 9:30 p.m. We will be having bounce houses, food trucks, fireworks, and we will have face painting. And we will also have an indoor viewing area where people can just stay in the AC and view it from in there, where we will have a DJ, but that will be a separate city event, like something separate. A&P Commission will not be responsible for that.
Right, you're going to sell tickets for that, right?
Yes, correct.
Does anyone have any questions of Lauren for anything coming up, the 4th of July or the concert next week or anything else? All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, Trail of Lights. Let's see here. Diana, I'm gonna let you go first,
Okay,
and then I'll let Sean go second.
okay, I have a display. The lady is wanting a cross with a cowboy hat plus an angel to go with it. And I need approval so she can get that ordered.
Let me take this down here. This is, individual wants that. Y'all need to say yes or no. If you're okay with that.
I'm good.
Okay, they say they're good.
Good.
So you're good to go.
All righty, thanks.
Diana, do we have room for that display?
We do.
Okay. Do we need a motion approving that, an official motion?
Steve, are we supposed to make motions on these individuals?
Motion to approve the display that was submitted.
Second.
All right, motion by Josh and a second by Jeff to approve the display that was being purchased by an individual.
Danny,
Yes.
Charlie,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Marina.
Yes. All right, and we're going to add B under this, and under B, Sean has given us each a angel. Do we,
About the size, there's 90 now.
Okay.
and
That'll be subject to change.
this is his drawing of the proposal for the angels that we will have.
So if y'all want to pass that piece of metal around, that's what we're thinking. Y'all had mentioned about the size of the blocks on the memorial.
Will this just have a name? Is that?
It'll be engraved with what's pretty much in the brochure with the name. Dee, what did we decide we're doing? Above it on the angel itself, it's going to say in honor / memory of, because that's how it's written in the pamphlet. And then under it, it'll have the person's name and then donated. Did we decide to do donated or no?
I thought no.
Or we just gonna put the people that,
Put the
Have to
people's
have a bigger
name on
plaque
it.
for that.
'Cause
Yeah.
I think if you start putting too much information,
That's what I was
you're
getting
Well,
gonna,
at. If that's just the name being honored, that's plenty.
okay, is that what y'all wanna do?
because some say, if I remember correctly, they say in honor of, and some say in memory of,
They
Right.
do.
And some of them are donated by,
and donated by,
A
or
lot of
whatever.
people.
So then if you start saying in honor of, in memory of, and then you have their name, and if you had whatever
Their
at the
names,
bottom, then it's gonna diminish it, so
So
I
you
think.
just wanna put the person it's for? I'm good with that.
Just
And then
their
it
name.
would make their name bigger, which is more
Y'all,
recognizable.
do you guys
That'd be.
wanna look at this?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And of course, when they engrave it, it'll show the black. It's aluminum, so it won't rust.
and some of them have more
Okay,
than
so-
one name.
Yes.
Because, maybe mom and dad or whatever.
And then what we may do, what we'll probably end up doing is doing 2 angels.
I think that's better.
Just kind of spread them out. That's just kind of a drawing I came up with. And there are 99 on there, but also drew them, the plaque's a little bit smaller. So if we have to do 2 angels, to accommodate the new ones. Dee, how many are we up to that have called in?
I
5?
probably have 5 that I need to call.
So the thought here is if y'all are good with this and you're good with this, we need to know what to charge for these.
$1.90.
What was the charge?
$1.298 as the saying
Man, the angels
goes.
are up to what, 700?
What was the last amount we charged
For what? The
for angel?
I think it was either $600 or $700.
Yeah, they're way up there.
And they're
Needs to be
8
less than
now.
that.
So we don't want to charge more than we charged the last person.
I think it needs to be less because they're
But I
getting
hate
less.
charging less than we charged the last person, because if they find out, they'll say, well, I paid $700, how come they're only $500 now? You
No,
know,
I think they're getting,
Going on the Angel though.
I think they're getting less, though. They're not getting an
Yeah, I
individual lighted
know.
angel.
we need to think about that. So, what do you guys want to,
She wants an answer.
she wants to answer. I know she does. So what do you think, everybody? So we started out, when we started, what did
Talking about charging like $400 or $500 for the plaque?
what did we start charging when we
And
started this out?
I'm thinking 250 max for that.
So the,
Yeah.
they were like a,
Probably $25 or $30.
Yeah, you're talking, how much does the plaque cost?
all right, so just this is like $17.
How much is the big angel gonna cost?
They have not broke that down yet, but probably 1, 2, 3, call it $500 a piece.
Okay,
For the big
so
angel.
Yeah.
if you, and you're
So
gonna
we're
have,
gonna do 2 of them,
so you're gonna say-
Couple $1,000.
500 divided by 99 and then add in the 17.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then
I mean, think of the whole cost of the labor and everything. What are you thinking to do the whole thing with the plaques?
See, I wasn't prepared for that question.
See if anybody has, what about
That's
like a
$10.
veteran memorial or something like that when they put bricks? Does anybody have any
Those are $100 each.
$100? Then I feel like that's.
That
Yeah,
would,
I think that's about right.
that
Yeah,
would be
comparable.
fair.
That sounds good.
$100, yeah.
Okay, do we
Cause
have
then you
a,
could, it would be compared, that actually sounds really good.
okay.
Motion to approve the sale of the placards for the custom angel design for $100.
Second.
We have a motion by Josh and a second by Charlie to sell the plaques for $100 each for the new angel.
Danny,
Yes.
Charlie,
Aye.
Jeff,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Marina.
Yes.
You know, one other thing you can just think about, just while you're toying with this in the future, if you have considerable, a lot of these, you can also do a tablet type design where you can angle 2 more of these boards out from the angel so
Okay,
that it's
like this?
like that, so that it's like a tablet design, and you can get 99 more on the left, 99 more on the right, and add lights and stuff
We
like
could
that.
do that as long as we get the lighting right where it
Yeah,
lights
get the
them all
lighting
up.
right, well, yeah, with 3 individual
Yeah,
lights, a
that-
light from the top or
That's
whatever.
definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
And then we thought too, if we added another angel and then eventually had to add another one, that'd be bigger, better,
Yeah.
it'd look nicer.
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's multiple ways we can do it.
yeah,
But as long as we got that part figured out, now we can move forward.
yeah.
Am I on the next part, Blake, or are you up? Is that all
Okay.
we got on the project? Oh, yeah. Oh, one other thing, real quick, and we'll get it down here under old business.
I
Okay.
like that design.
So did you want anything else on this angels, or do you want, is that it?
I'm good on that one.
Okay, now the mayor had emailed me. Do you want to talk about this now, or do you want to talk about this under old business?
It's completely up to you all. We can do it under 12 lights or we can do it under.
Let's go ahead and do it now, since we're talking about 12
While
lights.
we're talking about the angel thing though, when we get all of that organized, what's the plan for filling it up? Or do y'all think you'll have any trouble filling it up?
No, we won't
Or-
have any trouble
Okay,
at all.
because I didn't know if there needed to be a,
Well, then that's kind of
an
where we're at
article
is-
in the newsletter, announcing it, with the schematic and everything.
Oh,
And-
we are always welcome to have articles.
And so, in regards to the newsletter, also, I believe it's on page 3, there are ads for the events at July 3rd, and there's an article on the following page about the July 3rd. Did everybody get one?
Make it bigger.
No. Heather,
it
do you
has
want to
all
get
of the
this
details.
started on it? Can you fix this?
And then
Okay.
you just click.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you, Commission, for allowing the city this time, and especially Commissioner Woodard for asking for this information. When a business thinks about expanding operations, it typically does an evaluation based on the concept of diminishing returns to see if it's a wise decision. At some point, adding onto a business reduces the profits instead of increasing them. I don't know what was done in the past, and I could be way off, but it appears that the value or the success of the Trail of Lights was determined by the number of cars and donations received. Last month in the discussion, it was brought to light that you all had never been given information about the city's expenses or the burden that the trail places on the city and its budget and operations. I think this is where the disconnect has been occurring and the breakdown in communications. And we said that we wanted to do a better job of communicating and getting information to you all. So that's what this is all about. So I compared 22 and 23 because I had the most information, especially on the police. So on that first page, you can see this is the A&P costs. And just so you all know, all these figures came from finance, came from HR, et cetera, which is why they're here if you have any questions. So when you just look at the cost of Trail of Lights on the A&P side in 22, it was $85,697.17. Take out the donations of $66,608.07, you end up with $19,089.10. So divide that out per car, 91 cents per car is what it costs. So that doesn't look too bad. But then you get into the city expenses. Police overtime to work the trail. This directly comes out of the police budget. $27,153.89. City expenses, diesel fuel, insurance that the city covers, $4,009.63. But the big thing comes, and this is what I was trying to say last month about parks and recreation. That labor cost, $73,065.64, bringing the grand total to $104,229.16. Divide that out per car, it costs the city $5 for every car in 2022 that went through. When you put it all together, the total actual expense of the Trail of Lights in 2022 was $189,926.33, bringing it to $9.10 a car. If we take the donations out of that, makes it a little bit better. $123,000 is the total cost, $318.26, making it $5.91 is the cost for every car that goes through there. So we look at 2023. A&P costs, kind of similar, $84,760.21. Take out the donations, you end up with $47,862.31, bringing it to $2.97 per car is what the A&P spent. Then you get into the city. Last year we had less in overtime because it was shorter and because of changes that were made. So that came down to $24,000, but still a big chunk, $194.61. You look at the city expenses, diesel fuel, the insurance policy for a total of $4,585.49. Park and Recreation's labor costs went down because we didn't take the lights down, $54,999.08. Put it all together, we end up with $83,779.18. Divide that out per car. The city's expense, $5.20 per car. So the total actual trail expenses, $168,539.39. That's $10.47 for every car that goes through. You take out the donations, brings it down to $8.18 per car that goes through. So, we talked about the fact that the displays were kept up. Two things you all asked for. I did get it verified by the sales rep and the manufacturer that they are rated to be outdoors in all weather, all types of weather. They are under a 5-year warranty, and they are insured by the Arkansas Municipal League for almost $1.4 million that the city pays for. So they're safe. So, but by leaving it up, I want you all to see what that savings looks like. So the savings on the city end ended up being $22,142.35 A&P because of the equipment having to put up and down the displays, especially the really big ones, was $9,359.26. So the total savings in leaving up those displays, $31,501.61. We do not know what the diesel that would have been on there. And when you're looking at the employee costs, please keep in mind, I am not counting Lauren, I'm not counting IT, I'm not counting Heather. This is just the actual labor. So you can see how greatly that affects the cost per car if the lights had indeed come down. It would have put the actual cost of the trail at $200,041, bringing cost per car $12.43, minus the donations, brings the cost per car $10.14. So I did a side-by-side comparison for you guys, so it's easier to look at on this slide. Another thing I thought of is, okay, so are we getting a big bump up in A&P revenue that justifies all this expense? Because if so, we need to include that in this analysis. So I have December and January because, as you all know, A&P taxes are paid in arrears. So that is actually November and December when it says December and January. So I looked at ours, and December of 2022 to January 2023, which once again is November 22, December 23. It actually, we had a decrease percentage-wise in A&P tax of 13.65%. Last year, it got a little bit better, and I can't help but to wonder if that's because, A, maybe people were able to plan better and maybe had dinner here, or they didn't spend as much time in line, so therefore they had or felt like eating dinner here. But still, we ended up with a decrease from November at 11.02%. So I thought, okay, well, maybe that's just the trend. So I pulled up Benton and Jacksonville. They're both the closest cities to our size and do not have a trail of lights. Well, Benton and Jacksonville both showed increases, both in 22 going from November to December, and in 23 going for November and December. So, you know, in conclusion, once again, thank you guys so much for requesting this information, because I want to make it, I think it's valuable information, but I want it to make it very, very clear. I think this trail is an asset and has merit. I don't want there to be any question in terms of that. Things don't have to be money makers in terms of the city. Things can be there for enjoyment and so forth, and there's a lot of value to that. And I know everyone up here wants to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money and cares deeply about the city. However, I do think it's time we take a hard look at Trail of Lights and do some evaluations on it. Maybe we need to start thinking outside the box a little bit in terms of what could or couldn't be done in terms of Trail of Lights. And I think we also need to look at what are some things we could do to bring down these costs and the burden on labor and on the city in terms of budget. I want you to know that staff, we want to work with you guys. We'd love to sit down, brainstorm any ideas anybody has. You know, we've even talked about maybe, you know, taking display money and creating a grant for cities, or not cities, but businesses in the city to where maybe they could put lights up on their buildings. Maybe they could put a display in front of their business so that they're driving around the city, they'll go through the trail and then drive around the city more so that we can get maybe more A&P revenue. I don't know, just a thought, you know. But anyway, I just want you all to know that we believe in this project, just as you guys believe in this project, and we just want to improve our rate of return, and we want this to be as successful in the future as possible. So,
Question.
yes.
The number that you give for, and I completely agree that I think that you've done the right thing by leaving the lights out, leaving the displays up, and I think that's already significant savings, and I think that's probably the best place where you can have savings on the trail of lights. But where you've got the Parks and Rec labor costs, say 2023, $54,999, is that overtime or what is that?
No, that is, we took part-time, full-time, everybody who's assigned to
Okay.
work on the trail.
Just working their regular day?
They're just working their regular, but what that does is that then prevents us from being able to do maintenance in buildings, being able to work on other projects around the city and so forth.
Do we
So
have to hire somebody else to do that work, or does it just not get done?
it just doesn't get done.
Okay, so there is
if-
no, this
yeah.
54,000, if there were no Trail of Lights, we would have still paid this 54,999. So it
yes.
is not an additional city expense.
If you think about it this way, and these guys have been just blowing and going. Before I came into office, $1 million of Parks and Recreation projects were turned back into the general fund because it didn't get done.
Right, I remember.
Right, and so, I mean, these guys are working super hard, but something's got to give.
Right.
So if we spend 3 months on the trail, that's a lot of labor that can't do things around the city. They can't improve buildings,
Oh, I don't disagree with that. I'm just speaking to the way the analysis is done. We've put in here as an expense something that's not going to go away. Typically, an expense is something that disappears if you do away with the item to which the expense is applied. And in this situation, if we did away with the Trail of Lights, we would still have this $55,000 expense.
Correct.
So it typically would not be considered an expense because it's still going to be there. The
Well,
city's still going to pay
the
that.
reason why it's in there is I think it's important that AMP see what the labor costs actually are. Because once again,
Yeah.
this takes away
Sure.
from other things. So this is the actual labor cost
Oh, yeah.
of it. And I mean, we've got a list of projects that have been requested around the city and buildings and so forth. They said to me, today, and Sean and Blake, can speak to this because I didn't work for Parks and Rec. In the past, there was only time to minimally put a Band-Aid on something and move on. And they did a minimal amount of maintenance in the city when it came to parks. And that's because there was no time. We are trying to, if we fix something, we're trying to fix it now the right way instead of just putting a patch and go.
Yeah,
We're
it was
trying to
a-
get to the core of the problem so that we have a better outcome for the whole city.
Right, yeah, as I
Okay.
said at the last meeting, it was the excuse we were given for everything in parks during that 3-month period. We're working on the Trail of Lights, we don't have time right now. That was, for years, that was the excuse that was given. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, I want you all to have all the information. What you all do with it, you do with it, but, it's something to think over. I know that, like I said, you all had said you'd never really been given the information before, and I just want to make sure
think it's
that
excellent.
everybody is like on the same page,
I think it's excellent,
And I think that that's caused like some friction, and probably you all didn't understand, at times the way that staff felt about the Trail of Lights, but this is why. This is why the police feel the way that they do because of the amount of overtime. And I will tell you, that's a big ask at the holidays on the police, but we are all willing we want to do everything we can to support whatever in the city. And like I said, it's a wonderful thing. I am not saying Trail of Lights is not a great thing. I'm not saying doing away with it at all. It's something that makes our city special, and I want to make that clear. But I think we just kind of need to all look over, and maybe there's some ideas out there on, what we could do so that maybe we get a better rate of return in the future. That's all. Thank you all for your time.
All right, does anyone have any comments on what was just,
I think-
Charlie, I do appreciate your comment on that. We, of course, do realize that the police overtime is a true expense. I do realize what you just said, Charlie, that's not a true expense, but it is
It's time taken away from
time
other things.
taken away from other projects. The police overtime is a true expense, so.
And this is really telling, I mean.
It
it's not on
is,
sheet,
but I
that
do
part.
want to say that, of course, Benton is on a interstate, and they have all the chain restaurants that we don't have. I mean, we don't have the restaurants that Benton has. I can't tell you the restaurants they have that we don't have.
Yeah, but that, I mean, there's nothing that chaps me more than to see where Jacksonville has outdone us on something. I mean,
I agree. We are so lacking in restaurants. It is a shame. It's a shame that people have to leave here to drive places. But go ahead, Danny. You had
I was
something to
gonna
say.
say, this, as far as, this is a lot of information that I need to digest some.
It is,
And
and we
then
have
kinda
money that
came
we
back
we might have to reallocate money in our budget for other stuff. We have money that we
We just
spend.
have we'll have to look at a whole new thought process on how we,
We may have to
this
reallocate
together.
some for money that we spend on other things,
Yeah.
that we've spent, that may have to be reallocated to this. We don't know. We'll have to do some brainstorming.
yeah.
Okay. What about you
Thank you
guys?
for preparing this.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Yeah, I will say, Mayor, I appreciate you bringing that before the commission. I have noticed in the couple of years that I've been on the board that there is, a rub here and there, and I think it helps us understand the burden, that our dreaming, we dream, we plan, you guys have to execute. And so I think it's a unique partnership, and the more information we can have, the better we can understand, how we can be a better partner in that. I think the brainstorming idea, a meeting outside of this meeting is great. I'd be willing to host that at my restaurant. We've got a meeting room. We can have a beer summit if we want and brainstorm, because, it is important, but we have to be fiscally responsible. And if that means, like Marina said, if that means we need to adjust some things on our end to make the city successful and not be burdened by this so much that they can't fix a toilet at a city park, then that's something we need to do for the betterment of the city, all in all, so.
And I urge you to take care with that with respect to, even though it's not going to be a meeting of the commission, that the press nonetheless gets notified, and that you not take any formal action during that workshop.
That would be fine. We can do
Understood.
that. They can drink a beer with us, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
we just
Or
buy
not,
them a
or not.
beer.
It is buy your own beer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. 2020, Blake or Sean, 2024 pickleball, City Hall, the pickleball, restrooms, et cetera. And that, guys, on the back page of your little packet here today, we have that on here. Okay, thank you.
You waiting on me?
I am.
All right, the pickleball, I don't know if y'all noticed, but we've had a little rain.
Really?
Yeah, so we did get delayed a little bit. They are here. They are working on getting the concrete ready to surface. Hopefully, by the end of the weekend, surfacing's done. We were finally able to pour the light pole bases after we had it ready for Friday, but it rained, and then Friday night it rained 5 inches. Had to re-drill the holes. We got them poured Monday before that rain. So that's moving, going. Hopefully by the end of, hopefully next week, we're wrapping that up.
Okay, so you have $62,000 left in that budget. Do you think that's going to cover the rest of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I mean, unless you're gonna give us some more.
No, I don't.
I mean, we'll take, I mean, no, that is way short. How much more do we need?
That,
We need like a couple.
what I'm saying is I hope that covers the rest of your pickleball.
I mean,
When I was at therapy
You know.
yesterday, they said that one of the number one reasons people are coming into therapy now is pickleball injuries, so.
Y'all need to script this out ahead of time before
Yeah.
the meetings. And
well,
All right, old soccer restroom.
missed my chance. Well, we need an extra 20,000 for that one, so we can, I'm just kidding. All right, so the block work's done, the slab's done, plumbing, rough electrical's in, blocks are up. We're gonna start on the roof next week, get the roof on, of course, the doors are in, they went in with the block work. And then plumber can come in, do his thing, do the final electrical, and hopefully have that thing up and going.
And when's the soccer season over for that?
Didn't it just end, Blake? I think it just ended, not,
It ended a couple
So we'll be
Yeah.
ready for the next,
oh, yeah. We should, hopefully, we're done by the next meeting.
okay.
And then we met with the engineer for the repaving at baseball. He's getting us a draw up, some plans so we can put that out to bid because we're just having problems getting contractors. And anyway, gonna bid that out, get that going.
And baseball's over, so we can do that now, right?
It is wrapping up right.
They got their season officially, their agreement ends July 3rd weekend. They have some all-star situations out there and some stuff going on out there, so.
Yeah, so it's wrapping up pretty soon.
Are asphalt prices coming down yet? Where's that at? Just,
I
that's a
don't know.
general question.
We will ask if anybody shows up.
That, yes.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
It's rough getting, and if you get them out to meet you, it's hard to get a price. It's been rough.
I knew with the greens, that was a huge issue over there, the cost of it and just.
Yeah, and we kind of picked up on the tail end of that one, like a couple of days in office and, hey, you got a bid opening, surprise. But I honestly don't know where they're at. Tunnel lights, working on that. We picked out where it goes. It's gonna be roughly 45 feet long. So we're moving right along.
Okay. On the last year's projects, basically everything was done and you spent all the money on everything. You had $1,800 left on the Trail of Lights building, and since you're not taking anything down, you had $1,800 left. Are you still gonna put
We're still
light?
putting electrical. Yes, North Little Rock finally got the pole set.
Okay.
And on that subject, we got the building cleaned out that next day.
I went today.
I figured you might. We got that cleaned out.
I
Everything.
still wanna know what's in those boxes, though.
What boxes?
The boxes that are laying in the building.
The big boxes?
Yeah.
Those are new displays. That's what they come in.
Oh, we already got the displays?
Yeah, they come throughout. I mean, it could be a month
And
after we
and
order
those
them. It could
holes
be.
are, that building's got holes in it and water in the floor. It's not a very good building, but I don't guess you get
Well, when
much
you
for
get-
15,000.
Well, when you get, the rain we get that pours through there,
I know.
yeah, it kind of is what it is. But no, the building's, it's tight, but we leave the front open because with the displays as big as they are,
Oh, I
we
understand.
can't get them out.
I know.
It used to have a door on it. We chopped it all out because we couldn't get them in and out. So that's, a price you got to pay. But when it's full, everything's back in there far enough that doesn't bother it.
Not,
Now, if we add more and more, then we may have to look at something different. But yeah, we moved everything out of the shop, put it down there, so everything Trail of Lights is now in that building. So, and everything that's not is out. So, there you have it.
does anyone have any questions
On
on?
this, on the 24 budget, shouldn't we have the park that the playground, I mean?
That playground came out of our,
I know, but it's
reserves.
but it's an item that we're paying for. that-
right, but it doesn't come out, well, we can add it to our projects
As far as
update.
I understand it doesn't come out of our regular operating budget because we've.
I can put it on, I'll put it on the next one. What's going on with that?
It is ordered. We started the dirt work and got all the trees removed, and as soon as it gets dry enough to do something, it unfortunately rains again and muddies it all up, so we're just kind of hurry up and wait till,
Okay.
it
Do
stops
we-
flooding every week.
Have we gotten a total price amount on that?
For,
the playground, and we allocated a certain amount, so is it gonna be the total amount we allocated?
so you want to take? Yeah, I'll let him take this one.
The price that was presented to y'all last time that I don't have with me is what was for the playground itself. We've incurred quite a bit of cost already, removal of, the trees and things out over there that's come out of the Parks and Rec budget. But it wasn't a total package. Y'all got the playground structure and everything else that's gonna come in with that company as they do it. We've got to do the prep work to get that land over there cleared out and leveled out and graded out, so, that's
Yeah,
expenses that we're.
we allocated 314,000.
Correct, that's for the pour and play, all the.
Right.
Correct, yes.
Right, and it's gonna be that's the exact amount,
Correct,
314, okay.
yes, and it's up to us as the Parks Department as of right now to,
To backfill
cover-
any,
yes.
to backfill any of that amount,
correct.
okay.
And that's what we've been in the process. Poor Sean's been up there about trying to
Again,
run
y'all
off.
wanna-
Yeah, well,
Give us some more. We'll take it.
yeah, so it was quite costly, but yeah, but that's on us at this point, so.
Okay. All right, so we are under new business. Does anyone have any new business? Josh, do you have anything to report back there? Do we have any new business to report back there, Josh?
None that I can speak of now. I am giving a restaurant tour tomorrow to a developer that is actually ready to build.
Oh, that'd be nice. Let us know, keep us posted. Okay. Anybody else?
I was gonna show the promotional video.
Oh, yes, you were. Yes, you were, Heather. Thank you for reminding me. I did not. Okay.
Okay. So part of last month was the approval for some social media advertising. And so
Yes.
part of that, I used to create this promotional piece that is currently running on our Facebook. And I wasn't going to bore y'all with all kinds of data and everything, but maybe in August, I'll give y'all kind of a breakdown of how the advertising is going, what has been spent per each campaign, because I'm doing different campaigns for the 4th of July event, for the concert series. And in essence, our total reach since the last AMP meeting has been 105,506 Facebook users.
Yay, that's
Which
great.
is an increase of 84.2%. Organically, our growth has been 60%, but our growth due to ads by followers and our reach is up by 276.2%. If you look at, if there is a chart, our growth was kind of like this, and our growth is like this now. So, and this will pay dividends in the future because there won't necessarily be a need for this push advertising because we will have captured everyone in our followers and they're going to be seeing it just organically in our feed. So it will pay tenfold in the future, but this is the video. So let me turn it up.
They were so cute, those two, that
Yes.
couple, remember them?
So the next concert will be on June the 20th, and it will feature Midnight South, who just won a couple of nights ago the country, by the Arkansas Country Music Association, the vocal group of the year. So it's a pretty big deal. So thank y'all for watching,
That
and
was
thank you for the
nice.
funding. It's going well.
Steve's turn.
may not recall that back in 2009, the City of Pine Bluff's A&P Department, the Commission rather, filed suit against online trading companies, Trivago, Travelocity, several of them, and claiming, among other things, that they should have been paying A&P taxes and then some other taxes to the state as well. This stemmed from a law that was passed in 1995, so the argument was that they owed for 95 forward. The companies, in their response, claimed that the law did not apply to them at that time, and the law was changed in 2019 to make it clear that the taxes prospectively apply to these types of entities, these online travel companies. But the question was, though, was the status of the law between 95 and 2019 such that it included these entities, and if it did, should they have been paying taxes? The circuit court found that they should have been paying taxes, and granted a judgment in the neighborhood of $34 million to the City of Pine Bluff and the other entities that were in the lawsuit, of which we were one of them. It was a class action, and we had agreed to be involved in it as well. They appealed the action, and the Supreme Court on May the 16th handed down their ruling. They did not agree with the circuit court. They don't believe that online trading companies were an entity that was subject to tax because they're not a hotel. They don't have an inventory of rooms or provide services. They're a service. And so the definitions did not apply to them up to the new law in 19. From 19 prospectively, it will apply. So bottom line is there won't be a pot to divide among the A&P. And sorry to give you disappointing news, but that's how it broke out.
Thank you, Steve. Don't count our chickens before they hatch, in other words. All right. All right, everybody, does anyone else have anything for the good of the group? It's been kind of a long meeting, and I apologize for that. We had a lot of good information, and I appreciate it, everybody, for hanging in there. Does anyone want to make a motion? All right, we have a motion by Charlie and a second by Danny. We're adjourned.